Hi, I'm Andre. Well, today was a perfect day to take the old drone out. The old Hubsan X4 H107C. Small craft it is, and any of you that's been following this knows that I'm not talking anything complicated here. Excuse me. What the ideal conditions were today was, one, it was snowing. I never flew it while it was snowing. And two, there was very, very little wind, maybe 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers at max. So that told me that I could play around a little bit, get some height, get up there without too much worries of losing control. So basically I went out to my backyard, cleared out a little landing spot from the snow, because we have now probably about 2 feet of snow on the ground that has accumulated over the last week. Yet today is it's supposed to turn into rain. I'm not sure at the beginning if I said what the day was. Today is February 10th, 2018. I can't believe it. We're already in 2018. I must be becoming an old man. But anyway, the flights went quite smooth. I did have a close brush when I come down. I brought it down a little too quick, and I recovered it at the last minute. But what it did, it sprayed snow onto the camera lens. And for a while that was blurry, so I cut it out of the edit because just couldn't see anything. But outside of that, things went relatively smooth. I think I might have gotten it up to a height of about 120, 130 feet. It's hard to tell from the camera because the drone is vertical, but the camera's pointing downwards. So whatever that angle, I haven't did the trig to figure out how much I'm losing at different heights. But the camera doesn't totally represent what the height was. What I was aiming for was to span the horizon and get the horizon. I thought I was high enough to get that. And I wanted to also catch the Princess Margaret Bridge from my location, which I know I was high enough to do so, but it was just the positioning of the camera. It wasn't in the angle. And that's one of the disadvantages of not having first-person view, is that you don't know what your camera is seeing until you get it back. It's just one of those things, I have to live with for a $50 drone. But I guess, if I can go another 3 months without losing the drone, then that tells me that I have it down well enough that I can now expend on a higher end model. What that model is going to be right now, I'm not sure. I've been looking at several different types of model. A lot is going to depend on what type of videography that I want to do. Because obviously if I'm going to do something over water, I'm going to have to get a drone that can fall into the water and be recovered. And if I'm going to do land, then it's going to be one for that purpose. So I don't know at this time what exactly that I'm going to do. But this little drone, for the size of it, it is a very good drone. I mean, yes, you can't expect what a $1,500 model will give you, but it performs very, very well given the conditions. And today it was snowing, and as it's doing its flight, you'll be able to see the snow passing by the lenses. So anyway, we're going to take a look at how it behaved. Until next time. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on this fine February 10th, 2018. So I just cleared my spot, and I've done my launch, and what I'm doing right now is throttling up and going past the big old oak tree, and I am facing towards the western horizon. What you see in the background is the St. John River in the south shore. Now I was hoping to be able to get the elevation that I could see the horizon, which I think I did. It's just the angle of the camera kept me from being able to get the horizon. As you can see, because of the snow, the visibility isn't all that great. Again, this test was to see how this little guy is going to behave in this environment. The conditions were good. There was very, very little wind, so I could get some height. I think I might have gotten up to 120, possibly 130 feet in total elevation. I know from where I was standing, I barely could see it, and I couldn't really discriminate which was the front, which was the back, which was port, which was starboard side. So I decided to bring it down some. Again, at that height, if I'm off by any, the drone could land in the river. It could land, quite a distance away from me. And so again, the exercise is not to lose the drone. I've now brought it back down just to reorient myself and to be sure that the front is pointing where I want it to be. And really, it takes a lot of concentration once it gets up to some height to keep track of which is the front, which is the back. And you definitely don't want to try to do too many fancy things like turnarounds, because without the first-person view, you just lose the orientation of the drone, and you might be thinking you're going forward, but you're going backward or sideways, but not in the direction that you want to go. And those little mistakes like that at any significant height can represent into a loss of the drone. So again, right now I don't think I've now brought it to a stop, and this is a new clip. I changed batteries, so I'm starting out with fresh batteries, and you're seeing mongrel mutt there, and going to try to go again for elevation. But you can see that I've got branches all over the place. They're just there. So again, I have to pay so much attention to the position of the drone. It's I don't want to climb up a tree to get a drone. Now we see that far tree. I believe that's about 65, 70 foot tree, that particular one. And I didn't keep it up there too long, because what I'm also afraid of is getting out of signal reach, and that would be bad, since the drone doesn't have GPS onto it. There's no way it could find itself home if I were to lose it. So I am flying very conservative. But what you see is the proximity that I have near these trees. There's just limbs there. There's something to catch, the drone. And because of the cold, today it wasn't like yesterday. It wasn't extremely cold, but the plastic is still cold. And if a blade catches a branch, it'll break. Right now we're looking towards the northeast, looking directly over the top of my house. And again, trees is something that I don't have a shortage of. They're just there, and I've got to learn to live with them. And I'm not going to cut them down just so I can fly my drone. But when I get, like when you do see the branches, that gives you an idea how close I am. I just seen mongrel mutt walking in through the reflection of the window, and that he doesn't know what to think of it. When it fires up, he tends to beat the feet quite quickly. So this is coming up to a wrap-up. I'm going to land the fella, and I'm going to call this a successful day. I have my drone, and it's now thawing out. Until next time, thanks. Man, those tree branches are close.